Me to ask you just how important the Khalistani vote bank is in Canada, that weeks before the election, to ensure that that Liberal Party placates and keeps the Khalistani vote bank on its side, it is taking these measures against Chandra Arya.
There is no doubt that NDP, being a coalition partner of Liberal Party, for Liberal Party remains very significant, and therefore one has seen a large number of examples of sympathizers in Liberal Party, starting from the very top, the Pierre family, the Trudeau family, themselves being very closely connected to this entire movement. The kind of license virtually given to some of these elements to do things which are absolutely unacceptable in any civilized nation, in any democracy. So that is very clear. But apparently, if you saw the statement coming from Jagmeet Singh two days ago, he believes that this time his party is going to face enormous challenge. So there is a sense of possibility of voters rejecting his party this time or not supporting the way it did last time. But it's also interesting to see that media, the Globe and Mail, for example, only yesterday mentioned how the kind of South Asian community was raising funds, even for the other conservative party, Poilevia, as a candidate, and he had to go out and verify. He had to say, I'm not receiving any such thing, and I'm winning elections on my own. And that
let me ask that, Professor Singh, let me ask that to Manju Seth as well, because, it's not really very far. It's the minimum amount as per the Canadian Constitution, which is 37 days. That's the amount of campaigning that the Prime Minister has really left this to. But Professor Singh, I want to bring in another aspect of this, which is that what Chandra Arya is talking about here, that he is being targeted for speaking out against the Khalistanis, the fact that there are now voices in the Canadian administration which are making wild allegations about quote-unquote India influence in this election. Let me then ask you about the fact that in terms of the stakes here, what are we really looking at? Because it's not just about Mr. Arya, it's also about the entire Indo-Canadian community, how significant they are in these elections. We've spoken about the Khalistanis, but what about the Indo-Canadian community?
I think it's a very bad example, the way Chandra Arya has been treated in case he's finally disallowed to contest any election, either for the nomination of leadership role or in his constituency, which apparently is clear. Now, Mark Carney wants to contest from Nepean constituency, as he's already announced. This will send a very terrible signal that how the state itself could be pandering to certain extremist sentiments, whereas a very large number of critical talent that Indian origin people or Indian citizens provide to Canada's development and stability and security are not just limited to Sikhs, and Sikhs are not all Khalistanis in that sense.
Sikhs are not all Khalistanis, and Sikhs are not the only Indo-Canadian community, as well as Manju Seth, former ambassador. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining me on India Global. Professor Singh, let me start with you. At the end of the day, one can question a particular political party's decision to give or not give ticket to any candidate. But it seems that the reasons for stripping the possibility of his candidature is the fact that he spoke against the Khalistani issue.
Thank you, Gauri, for having me on your program. It is indeed strange, it is unusual, it is unprecedented that such a summary trial kind of situation is being seen by Liberal Party in Canada. As you mentioned, three-time MP from 2015. Apparently, there has been no due process of any investigation. There is no formal explanation as to what has caused this. And suddenly, the Prime Minister, Carney, announcing that he's the one who's going to contest from an Nepean constituency in Ottawa is very strange. But let me also add that this is something which normally happens, and it's not just the Liberal Party. From 2019, 2021, that CSIS, which is Canada Security Intelligence Services, have recently again reiterated the fear that countries like India and China and potentially Russia, Pakistan, Iran could be influencing through disinformation elections.
Exactly. You made a valid point, and I was coming to that. But those are why